So I rewatched Insecure a while back, and this exchange between Issa and Lawrence stopped me in my tracks.
I used to think I had to be like the leader or the ideas guy, but I'm starting to realize like I'm happier executing somebody else's vision. Like I like being on teams.
Really? Because you always wanted to start your own shit.
Yeah, I think I just thought that because I was supposed to.
It's a great example of how our current collective conditioning pressures people to fit and fold and collapse themselves into roles that aren't for them. Not everybody is meant to be a leader or a visionary or an ideas guy, at least not in the way it's usually framed, which is essentially shorthand for founder, CEO, the hero draped in glory, or to be blunt, the apex predator in the capitalist food chain. And we cause ourselves a world of suffering when we set that expectation as a society, consciously or not. For one, not only was it a grave mistake on a cultural level to start casting successful capitalists as role models or to suggest that leadership means anything other than being of service to your community, but by doing so, we've sent the message that it's the only role worth aspiring to, which puts immense pressure on people to be someone they're not. And ultimately puts us in a position where we have all these vacant roles throughout society and on teams and in families and in communities and in friend groups that aren't being filled. It quietly encourages people to disregard what they're actually good at and what actually makes them happy or lights them up on the inside. Rather than identifying and refining that unique skill set we all have, we are more so conditioned to seek status, which ultimately gets both individuals and society as a whole nowhere. Or rather, it creates all types of calamity within individuals and in society. When folks are out of alignment with their life's purpose and their most authentic selves, it creates anger, frustration, disappointment, or bitterness within, which then spills out into their homes and their interpersonal relationships and their communities. It weakens the institutions they work in and society as a whole. Like, you could literally argue that everything that happens over the course of 5 seasons on this show is put in motion by the fact that Lawrence was striving for something that was not for him. Instead of honoring his role as an excellent team player, a role that he later learns would have made him happier, more fulfilled, and given him more self esteem, he wasted years of both his and Issa's life on that business plan that he ain't have no business pursuing in the first place, and arguably led to the breakup in season 1 that started their whole mess. I said it. I mean, yes, the Lawrence character figured it out eventually, like many of us do, but many of us don't actually figure it out. And many of us end up just getting stuck in what we're supposed to do and what we're supposed to be. But two, imagine how much stress and strain could have been prevented if he would have grown up in a society that encouraged and facilitated ways for kids to find their most authentic path. If he had grown up in a society where every member, regardless of how visible their role was actively and intentionally celebrated for their contribution to the collective and for who they are as individuals. Seriously, sit and imagine it and tell me what comes up in your mind's eye. Then come back here for part 2 of this discussion, where we'll explore some indigenous African philosophy around finding one's purpose and how spirituality can help us in that quest. In the meantime, you can book a life purpose reading with me or a Cosmic Kids reading where I help guardians, parents, or caretakers assess their child's birth chart to help uncover their inherent strengths and unique needs as they grow into their full selves. You can find all that at jadawater.com. Ashe.